Yo, what's going on? Starproof back with another weekly recap. And guys, once again, I had a horrible week, and we're just gonna go over all the trades I placed. Just before we get started though, disclaimer: I'm not a financial advisor, so trade at your own risk. And also, I'm not like some 18-year-old forex genius that's making like $200,000 a day or something. I'm just learning, and I'm just here sharing my journey as well. So if you guys want to tune in, then just stick around for the video. If you guys just want to see some rich guy, then maybe just go watch someone else. So let's get into it. Okay guys, so this week I just posted my entries on my Discord, and I didn't actually put them into my Excel, and you can see here that I cleaned my charts a little bit, so I'm just gonna have to find the entries on the Discord. I'll show you guys, and then you can come and have a look at the live charts, and then I'll just show you guys what happened overall on the trade. So I'll just get into my first pair, and that was GBP JPY. Okay guys, so we're back. We're looking at this GBP JPY entry. Now taking a look, I can see that it's in an overall uptrend, but then I was seeing that it was losing momentum at around here, and then I could see that there was a rejection at this 0.6 level, and that's where I entered in. So then we can see it drop down a bit, and if we take a look into, if we just scroll down, we can see it went quite down to here, which this here was around 15 pips, this here was around 28, 29 pips, and then I moved my stop loss up to break even, and it spiked all the way up, hit me out, and that's how that trade went. What I should have done here was probably look for a buy, as it is in an overall uptrend, and I was simply just trying to do my fib charts and see how that was working. Personally this week I didn't go well with the fib charts, but that's because I wasn't doing them properly, such as me doing a downtrend fib chart despite this overall trend being in an uptrend. So we can then see later, if we go into the TradingView app, it was around here somewhere, and we can just see that it didn't actually dip too far down, instead it just went all the way up. So this is where I entered in, somewhere around here, for a sell. Hold on, let me just get my sell tool, something like that, and we can just see it stop me out after going into profit. So that's something that the trade looked like that, and then we can just see it came up and hit me out. So that's how that trade went. So that was a fat L. Also at the end, I'm just going to show my trade. So what I'm trying to do is turn like $60 into 100, and then I'm going to try and turn then I'm depositing more money, like 2,000, and then I can just get bigger gains. And also I'm going to try and turn $50 into 5k using extremely high leverage and risking a high percentage of the account. Hopefully that goes well, but yeah, that's just what we have in plan. So heading back into my TradingView app, I can see my next trade was on Euro USD. I'm just going to see if I still have my charts on, so I don't, so I'll be back shortly. Okay guys, so now we're here looking at my Euro USD trade. We can see that I was using a fib chart from this level down to here. We can see that the key level is in between these fib charts, and we can see that it's kind of in this slight downtrend. So normally when I am looking for a downtrend, I like for it to show like two break and retest during that trend. So here we can just see one, we can see break here, retest. Normally I like for it to show two, but I was simply just chasing my pips that I had lost before, because my trade is actually around 30 pips in profit. I didn't close it, and it came and hit me out of break even. So this was a trade I was like, oh yes, let me get my money back. So looking here, we can just see on this key level it broke it, and now it's retesting, showing a little bit of rejection right there, but that's just simple like algorithm stuff that's happening on the 1 minute chart. And then we can just see that this fib chart is it's in between this 0.5 to 0.6 level, or it's mostly just on this 0.5 level. So I was hoping that it will go down. And if you take a look on Euro USD, can't quite remember what this key level was. I believe it was here, so I'm gonna just draw that up, and this is the trade I was looking for. So you guys can see how that trade went. Didn't go well at all. I probably didn't deserve to take this trade anyway. I don't think it was a good trade to take. You could tell that this trade here was bullish, Right now we can see that it was unable to create a higher high. Sorry guys, it was unable to create a higher high, and so now we can see it's starting to sell off a bit. We'll probably see this sell off continuing to happen, and so I'll probably be looking in for a sell at some point this week on the euro pair. So that's how that pair went. It was a fat L, and heading into the next pair was GBP USD. Yo, so my next trade was GBP USD here, and we can see that. Let's just take a look on the real chart because this shows a better picture. We can see there's a clear uptrend here. We can see it's just breaking the roof and then becoming a floor, breaking the roof, becoming a floor, or just simply breaking its resistance and then testing it as support. And then we can see here, this is where I placed my entry. I saw here that it was losing momentum here. Okay guys, this was not a good trade. Personally, I wouldn't have taken it until it started to show more of a trend like. But what I did was I used this key level here. I saw that it broke here and it was losing momentum here, and so I placed in a sell opportunity here. That hit my stop loss simply like that. What I should have done, because normally during an uptrend and then when it starts to create lower lows, it does go back and test previous highs. And so something I should have done there was waited for it to create more downtrend structure on the second attempt, such as here, break, and then come back and test this level. I wasn't able to happen, and I just entered in this trade too early as I was chasing my previous losses, and that's something you shouldn't do. So I actually placed 10 trades this week. Normally, if you watch my other recaps, I only place around 3 to 4 maximum trades, and so that already tells you that my psychology this week wasn't as good as I would like it to be. But heading into the future and into my next trades, it's something I'll be looking to improve upon. So the next trade that we took was GBP CAD, and we'll just head into that. Okay guys, so we're going to try and keep it fast and clear because I did trade a lot of pairs this week, so I'm going to try and speak as fast as I can so that we can basically get this video in a short time frame so you guys will watch it. So here, it was the first time I was testing this ascending flag pattern, so I was eager to enter in here, and we can see that I got stopped out at 16.5 pips. What I should have done was simply just move my pips like that, or I should have been more patient and waited to enter in upon this little trend line here. But at the end of the day, we can see that I did hit my take profit, and so this here is probably a pattern I'll be looking to trade again. But next time I'll be more patient and aim to enter in the trade around the bottom of this little triangle so that I can basically get maximum pips on my profit and almost no drawdown. So like here, if I had entered in right on this trend line, we can see that it would have been in a little bit negative, but then we can see it would have just gone up. Maybe after like 8 hours or something, it would have just gone up in my take profit, and I would have been a happy man, I'll tell you that. But that's how that trade went. So that was simply just a test. I did place a lot of my testing trades though, simply because this account is so small. I don't mind testing trades on this account, but I wouldn't want to trade on a large account because I don't really trust those setups and that sort of scenarios and that. So heading into the next trade, it was GBP CAD, and that also was another L. So I actually placed 10 trades this week. Once again, that's a lot, and I do not trade that much, and 8 of them were fat L's, even though like most of them were in profit at some point, such as this one here, you take profit, but it was an L. My Euro USD just went straight up, but then we can see my GBP USD like came into profit around 30 pips or so, or Euro USD went into pips, and my GBP JPY also went into profit as well. So heading into the next trade on GBP CAD, let's just head into it. Alrighty, so now looking at my GBP CAD entry, so also what I recommend is like make sure you take photos of your entries, your exits, whatever, because it just allows you to identify your mistakes and that sort of stuff and just improve your trading. The only way you're better at trading is by looking at your losers, not looking at your winners. So let's just take a look at this one. Here I can see that it was in an overall uptrend with this arrow here that you can't really see, and I was using this fib chart from this level so this low here all the way up to this high, and I was saying that it's not, it showed rejection of this 0.61 level before, wasn't able to beat this high, so I was hoping that it would bounce off of this 6.1 level again and go up. This did not happen, so now we'll go take a look at GBP CAD. Here we can see I entered, and we can see as soon as I entered it went down. Yes, that is what happened, and that is not good. Now once again, this here is just a simple break and retest of the market. Oh no, is that the same one? Yep, it is the same one. So once again, this is normally why I wait for the second one. As we can see, if I was to use my ellipse, we can see that there's this break and retest here, and then we can see there's another break and retest here. So then if it was to happen again, probably at around, let's just look for another key level. I guess you could use this. We can see that it comes up, breaks, retest down to here, so you can look for, this would be a small trade, but you could have just looked for an entry from here down to the previous market structure, and as you can see that would have been 32 pips bagged. So we can see, like, that's why I normally wait for the two trends. So once again, heading into this week, I will be strictly sticking to that rule of waiting for there to be two break and retest during a trend to start trading that trend, instead of just waiting for one break and retest and then going against the trend. So that's just what I'm going to try and take into next week, and hopefully end the week profitable once again. So now the next trade I took, this was an L, we can see. So the next trade I took was USD CHF, or USD Swiss franc, or whatever it is. So this trade here, this trade, it was kind of bad, but it was kind of not too bad. We can see that I could have just closed my trade here at about 18-20 pips profit, but I got greedy and I wanted to take it all the way up to there. And so I guess some of it's on my part. I could have just moved my stop loss all the way up to break even. I didn't, and I kind of deserve this. So what I was seeing here is that despite it being an overall downtrend, I can see that it started to break market structure here. We can see it breaks at once here on this level, and then I was thinking that, oh, on the second time, once again, you can see I entered on the second time when I should have waited for the third entry, or the third break and retest to actually enter in. Now we can just see here that I entered, it was some slight rejection, and it started to push up, and I was hoping it would come back and test this level. It didn't, it just went kaput, and it went straight down, hit my stop loss, and just kept going down. Now, and then we can see that if we actually move this across, we could have seen a break and retest of this level. Over here, you could have entered after seeing these like 5 pin bars or whatever, and just aimed for this previous low. So one thing I did here was trade against this trend, not good, and that's really it. I should have looked for a sell, and probably not even taken this trade, as it was basically the break and retest of the second time. So once again, heading into the next trade was USD CHF again. I think this was a mistake, so we won't go over that because I closed it at only 40 cents. And then taking a look at Euro AUD was another trade I took. Right here, we can see that my stop loss was simply, my entry wasn't too good. We can see it's in the middle of this key level. I should have just waited for it to be down like there. Could have moved my stop loss to something like that, and then if I just moved it around like that, you can see it would have hit my take profit as it bounces off this area. Personally, this trade was a bit choppy, especially this key level here. We can see that this key level is kind of relevant still, but this whole pair is kind of just ranging in between here. And so personally this week I'm not really looking to trade unless it comes up with any good setups, I guess. And that's because I've recently had bad weeks of trading, and so I'm not really looking for that. So now heading into the only good trader this week, and I stuffed up anyway on this pair. I could have just let it run. So if I actually take a look at the entry on this pair that I wanted to get, it was around here in this my Discord. If you guys want to join, just check the link in the description. Here I can see it was in an uptrend, it loses momentum, and then it was showing some harsh rejection at this level, so I entered in here hoping it would go all the way down to there. And then because it was Friday and I kind of wanted to just end all my trades, I moved my stop loss up, and now let's take a look. We can see a hit, rejected, and I was like, oh yes, I got in, I got out. Look how good is that, 31 pips, easy. And then the next hour it literally drops all the way down to here. Like, are you kidding me? That's literally more than double, and it would have wiped out all my losses, literally all of them from this week. But you know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I'm just happy I finished the week on a good trade. This here, I didn't really have any analysis that made me take it. It was simply just the fact that I just had a feeling that the market would be going down. So I guess you could call it luck, but it was because of this uptrend here. Then it tries to break. It was showing heaps of rejection here, then it showed heaps of rejection here, and this is also a key level here. And then so I just had a feeling it wouldn't be able to, and you can see I entered in around here. It was kind of a long trade, took around 2 days or something, and now we can see that I could have simply just closed it all the way here. But you know, trades like that will come again. So at the end of the day, we're just looking forward to next week, and hopefully we can end this week on a green. So guys, just to end this video, I'm just going to say I did not have a good week this week, but we all have our bad weeks, so I'm not really too ashamed of it. I have placed over 95 trades or even over 100 trades, and my account is break even, so I know I have the ability to become profitable. It's simply just my psychology. So once again, the name of this video is Journey to Becoming a Profitable Trader, and that's all this series is. So it's just my own journey, and I'm simply just documenting it for myself. If you guys just want to like hang around and watch it or whatever, I do stream on Twitch. We can see here, Sniper Doofus, and I do post on Instagram and Twitter, simply just about my uploads or a nice little trade that I've got, or even like my bad trades. I'll just post it on. Also, I do have a Discord running, so if you guys want to check that out, just that'll be also in the link below. If you do join, just come and talk in here, just say like what you how old you are, a little bit about yourself or whatever, and then we can just have a nice chat about trading and that sort of stuff. So anyway guys, that's gonna be it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I know it was a long one, but I just took a lot of trades. Not a lot of good trades though, but I did take a lot of trades, and I'm hoping that next week can be green. Hopefully you guys had a good week, and see ya.